can you just break it down for us step by step on what's going to happen throughout the homeownership journey, and especially on like getting them prepared to buy a house?
So the first thing that they want to do is just fill out a mortgage application. So we have the link on our website. It's very easy. You just go through the information. It's going to ask you about you. So it's going to ask you about your age, where you live, what money you're making, any assets that you have that you want to use for down payment, and then we're going to look at your credit. So once you submit that, then you will have a loan officer like myself look through that and say, okay, here's the strengths of your profile. Let's go through that and show you from those strengths what loan programs can we fit you into. So one of the first things that we do is a credit review. So we're going to look at your full credit report and see, okay, is there anything in there that needs to be cleaned up? Maybe there's some debts on there that you could pay off to increase your credit score, get you a better mortgage product. Maybe there are some things on there that you need to help get deleted, or maybe you just have a great credit score and it's totally fine, right? So we go through the credit report, make sure we button that up, make it as good as possible. Then we're going to take a look at your assets and your income. The reason we have to really look at the income, let's start with that, is everyone's income is a little bit different. Unless you're in this industry, you don't really, I never thought of it this way, but you've got a lot of different pay structures. You've got people getting bonuses, overtime, you got commission, all these different things. Maybe it's an hourly wage, but the hours vary. Maybe it's a seasonal job, it's all kinds of things that could be different on your income. So we're going to look at the income and say, okay, based on the guidelines that we can use, how much income can we actually use for you to qualify? And then we look at your assets. And so things that you can use to buy a home, big disclaimer here is you can't use cash. So sometimes people have cash sitting at home. It's not allowed to be used. So what we could use is anything that's in an account, bank account, checking, savings, those kind of things. Those are easy. A lot of people can tap into, if they don't have much in checking and savings, they can tap into a 401k or an IRA. They usually let you borrow against that, so you don't have to pay that penalty. You borrow against it. It's a little bit different. Or for assets, maybe you get gift funds, or maybe you get a grant, which would be down payment assistance. So we're going to look at all of that, and depending on your situation, it's going to be unique to everybody. So we don't really have time to go into all the different options. But for you specifically, you want someone who knows all those programs that's going to be able to say, okay, based on this, here's the best one for you. Once we kind of narrow that down and we say, hey, you can actually buy a house, this makes sense, let's get you starting to look, then we need to get actual documentation from you so that we can make a true pre-approval. And what I mean by documentation is, hey, let's prove your income. How do we do that? W-2s, pay stubs from your employer, tax returns if you're self-employed. Usually if you're not self-employed, we don't need tax returns, so it makes it a little easier. We need to prove your down payment funds. So we'll need those checking and savings, bank statements, those kind of things. And then of course, credit, we've already pulled that. So that's kind of in a nutshell, all the pieces that we need to review. But the important part is knowing, based on you specifically, what is the best program that's going to serve you and your family, because the last thing you want is, you get paired in with the wrong product that costs you too much money on a monthly basis or out of your own pocket that you could have saved by going somewhere else. So we just want to make sure we match you up with the best program possible.